What is the body wisdom and why is it so important for our health and performance?
It is so very important for happiness because our bodies, they are the direct connection between the physical world and the spiritual world. And that's what people miss.
Welcome to the show, where we discuss time-tested and science-supported tools for better health, long life, and pleasures.
If you don't know why you are feeling emotionally exhausted and unsatisfied with your life, then perhaps it's time to look deeper into your built-in ability to sublimate your sexual energy and apply it to any situation in your life for your benefit. Like healing your body, mind, or sorting out your emotions. I'm Lilian Zeltzer, and for over 3 decades, I researched, practiced, and hunted for natural stimulants for better health, longevity, and pleasures. In the process, I discovered many effective, time-tested, and science-supported secrets, and met numerous experts who, together with me, share their knowledge in this show with those who want it. Because, as Hippocrates said in the 4th century BC, if you are not your own doctor, you are. Our guest today is Cordelia Gaffar, also known as Joy Goddess. She is also an author and intimacy coach who teaches women of different ages how their femininity can be an important tool in all aspects of life. Her concept is based on an ancient body wisdom from Islamic sexuality, eratology, tantra, and the Kama Sutra, which promotes self-nurturing and self-healing through joy, clarity, and love. Welcome to the show, Cordelia.
Thank you, Lillian. It's a joy to be here.
Well, where do we begin? It's such a beautiful subject. I understand that you help women to overcome mental and physical traumas and illnesses by helping them to tune their sexuality to work in harmony with their body, mind, and spirit. And I think it's lucky that we live in times when we can legally explore this subject, understand, and challenge our body wisdom as a tool for better health, longevity, and pleasures. What is the body wisdom and why is it so important for our health and performance?
It is so very important for happiness because our bodies, they are the direct connection between the physical world and the spiritual world. And that's what people miss. We think that it's all about what we eat or how much we exercise. And the huge part that we miss is our spirituality, which in our physical body shows up as our sexuality.
So what do you actually call body wisdom? Is it our ability to channel our sexual energy towards certain goals? Is it something else? What do you see under this term? What do you put together under body?
So I would say the emotions, right? So a lot of times we don't want to feel, we have to be the strong person in the family. We have to be the strong woman. And we don't actually want to feel or acknowledge our emotions. But when we open ourselves to doing that, it's like welcoming in a whole wisdom that we didn't have access to before. You know, for example, sometimes we get sad, right? When our kids grow up, they get married, and you're like grieving that they're leaving. But we have to soldier through, right? Because you have to organize all the things for the wedding. Instead of doing that, take time. Just slow down and be with that sadness, be with that grief. And you may even feel it in your womb space, right? that's where the sexuality comes in. And it's literally like that baby is leaving your body again, but only they're leaving your house. And this will give you a chance and an opportunity to be really honest and open with your child, with your spouse, with your son to be, or your daughter-in-law to be. And it just welcomes a whole honesty and collaboration. So while it doesn't seem to be linked to your sexuality, your emotions really awaken the heart and all the chakras that we don't normally pay attention to.
So right. From times when Dr. Freud said that our sexual instinct can be sublimated into more social acceptable aims. In other words, our sexual energy can be redirected and used for purposes other than love and reproduction. He was right. So let's spend a little time talking about the link between our sexuality, our minds, and perhaps the benefits of mastering multi-orgasms.
Yes. Being multi-orgasmic actually is a natural thing that happens for men and women. When you open your body up to, like I was saying, if we continue with this example, right? When you allow your body to be open to feeling in your heart and your stomach, right? And breathing with your emotions on a regular basis, when it comes time to be with your partner and you choose to breathe together, you can really feel the pleasure, yes, of the moment. And during the session, you connect more deeply so that afterwards it opens up more lines of communication and wisdom, right? Because then now you're connecting with the aftercare. And we know as our bodies touch, there are different sensors on the skin that open up the neural pathways, and you can just think better. And of course, you have multiple orgasms because of the connection with each other. And an orgasm is separate. I just want to say that there's a distinction, right? There's a separation between the fluid that comes out of the body and the actual orgasm, because the orgasm is from the energy of the body, from the emotional body and the spirit body. The ejaculation or the fluid that comes out is from the physical body. And, I have to make that distinction because a lot of people may be hearing this and thinking, multiple orgasms, that's really messy, right? But they don't realize that the orgasm is the energy of the two bodies that you cannot see. And that's what really opens up the wisdom and the connection with each other and to the divine. So now that your brain is, you're using the rest of your brain. Most of the time, we only use 5% because we're not taking advantage of this multi-orgasmic possibility within our energy field. And when we do that, now we can communicate on different levels and we have a higher capacity for connection.
So we can say that orgasm is sort of start button, release button, and button that connects two halves together. If you want to be a whole person, you need to experience orgasms, and multi-orgasms only benefit people in that respect. Am I right?
100%.
That's great again. While Western societies and philosophies have seen human sexuality as an enemy of the spirit, and ancient Hindus saw it as an ally that can help us consciously create pleasant sensory experiences and discover something more valuable, like healing physical, mental, and emotional traumas, and so on. Could you please talk a little bit about the liberating power of sensory experiences?
So when we experience trauma, it cuts off the lower part of our body, right? And so we may experience numbness and physical pain in some cases. So in my work, I don't really encourage talking about the trauma because that can reactivate the sensations in the body. This is more about acknowledging that it exists, releasing it, releasing that energy from the body, and then reconnecting the nervous system so that it can be whole and fluid again.
In your professional opinion, what is the biggest challenge for people who want to experience the power of their
And we get to
sexual liberation?
I guess to your earlier point about Western society seeing our sexuality as a barrier, as something that's dirty and not okay, right? But just recognizing it's something that's normal and natural. In our purest form, genitalia, they want to touch it, they want to play with it. And just choosing again to be in your childlike, playful state and just play with yourself. My invitation in my final chapter for Detached Love, transforming your heart so that you can transform your mind. That's my invitation, is to really explore your body, touch your body, and know what the sensations are. Not to get to a point, right? Let's not confuse it with climaxing or anything like that, but just for the pleasure of sensation and welcoming it in as a part of your health. A lot of times we think we're hungry, we think we're thirsty, and all we need is touch.
Absolutely. And Mother Nature created our body with sensors all over our body for that particular reason. So we can feel environment, we can see through our skin, we can sense other people, their intentions, their love through touch. Well, in your professional opinion, what is the biggest challenge for people who want to experience the power of their sexual liberation?
What is the biggest challenge for people that want to?
What
I
is-
think they need a friend. They need to have this conversation. You know, I was talking with a woman recently, and she, had been a widow for many years, and she wants to reconnect with that part of herself, but she doesn't even have like a place to go. Like, where would she go to explore that and try that out? And so just being, acknowledging that you can come and talk to someone like me and we can go on field trips together and find places where you can play. And,
Well,
she didn't even,
okay. Is it something that people should do when they are young, up to a certain age, or it is for women of any age?
any age. I would say women of any age. This is something that I would encourage you to do with your teenage daughters, right? Like, start that conversation. Don't make it weird. Make it normal, make it natural, and find play places, together. It's like,
That's interesting.
make it, yeah.
Be a participant and be observer at the same time. Yeah, so it's very wise. Could you share with us some of your do-it-yourself, say, exercises or tips that would allow our viewers to experience the power of their senses?
Yes. Well, I invite you to, be in your hips. So when you stand up, do you want me to show you or no?
Please do. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Let me show you. So, oh wow, I have on a sweater that's really long. But anyway, you can be in your hips and just really rotate each one and just feel the sensation of that. Just very, very slowly. You can do it sitting, but you can also do it standing.
You can go for belly dancing it would
Yes. And
it kind of feel absolutely sensual, very sensual feel. That is beautiful. Yes, absolutely. And do it 3-4 times a day, and you'll remember that you're a woman, a sensual creature. That's for sure.
yes,
Um,
or as often as you want.
I also know that you wrote a book, beautiful book that you mentioned before. Can you show us again your the cover of the book and tell us if people can learn or can master their sensual liberation just by reading that book, or there's something else that you offer, like workshops, retreats, or something that can accelerate the process of learning?
Actually, only the last chapter does do the invitation to move to touching your body. But currently, I do offer workshops where it's called Move for the Joy of Flexibility. I get to play with intimacy. So my invitation would be to, sign up for a complimentary call, which I call Reclaiming Your Joy with me. And so that would be my invitation.
It would be the ultimate pleasure to attend workshop or retreat with you, Cordelia, as a joy goddess, a person who is in know of human body, mind, and spirit. And I know that while it is possible to master the power of sensual liberation on your own, it is much easier and faster to do so under the guidance of professional like you, Cordelia. How can our viewers contact you? How can they find you?
Yes, they can meet me on my website, cordeliagaffar.com. And also, I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Right. Cordelia's details will be definitely under this video and on our website as well. So please reach out. Don't be shy. Well, what is the worst thing that can happen? Think of it. If you don't do it now, you will regret it perhaps 20 years from now. I would like to thank you, Cordelia, for sharing your wisdom and experience, and congratulate you on your commitment to make this world more enjoyable. I hope that this episode will benefit our viewers and they will decide to subscribe to our YouTube channel and be the first to see fresh episodes. Thank you again, Cordelia.
Thank you, Lillian.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you won't miss any of the new episodes. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions, please put them below the video. I do read them. If you are looking for a good, reliable source of specific ingredients, experts, services, or products, click on the resources link under this video. To health, long life, and pleasures.